Take an action. Have you ever just wondered how are some people just making mega videos or crushing it in their business? They're everywhere. You see them all the time, and you're thinking, how do they? For one, where does their confidence come from? But for two, they're on a different level. They're not sitting back waiting for things to happen or to gather more information. They made a committed decision right where they were. They know that you have to start whatever it is you're trying to start by taking the first action step and be bad at it long enough till you get good at it. None of us can divert that process. So I really want you guys to understand, I've made 190 videos this year. And I'm sure in 5 years, I'm going to look back and these are all going to be cringy and I'm not going to be that impressed with them. But the point is, I had to start. I had to make a committed decision that I was going to do YouTube for 10 years to give the best information that I've become aware of. I didn't invent any of this information. I've devoured books and I've had some mentors and I've watched lots of YouTube, and my whole life has changed, and I want you to at least be aware of the information I'm aware of. So if you at some point want to make a committed decision to change your life, you have the information that you would need. Right? I mean, there was a long time, and it was just one limiting belief that was stopping me from getting on behind the camera and hitting record. Right? And so these limiting beliefs are not serving us. They are keeping us from everything that we really want in life. And you really have to go internal and look at these beliefs. You have to write them down. The things that you're unwilling to do, you need to just write them down and look at them and take a long look at them. Why do I feel like my friend can do something, but I can't? There's a limiting belief there. How are these people have all this time to do all of these things when I feel like I don't have any time? It's a limiting belief. We all have the same amount of time. Now, yes, some of us have jobs, so we are a little more limited. But there's 104 days a year that most people are not working just on the weekends. You could be creating the life of your dreams just on the weekends alone. And then during the week, spending an hour a day eroding these limiting beliefs that are the root cause of all of our unhappiness. Right? We're unhappy, most of us, at least from my experience, because I'm not where I think I should be. I have a desire of something I want. And I found that if I'm not moving towards that steadily, I was unhappy. I have a good life, but I wasn't working on the thing that I really desired. I was in an industry that I wasn't in love with. It wasn't my desire. I desire to help people. Right? Some of you on here might have the same desire. It's not saturated. You just start gathering information and start the process. Eventually, a year's gone by and you've gotten a little bit better as the year's gone by. The next year will be better. Eventually, you will be an expert or have figured out, the right lighting and the right camera and the right things to say and how to use your phrasing and your messaging, and so that people can take your information and apply it to themselves and change their life. Right? Or you might want to be getting out of debt. And so you're really trying to understand money and the concept of money and the belief systems that you have. Right? But you have to go internal and you have to really understand that everything comes from thought. So when something happens and we have a thought, that thought creates a feeling. Right? We have a picture, thought, picture, whatever. They're the same exact thing. All thoughts are pictures. So you have a thought which creates a picture. That picture creates a feeling. The feeling here's the tricky part. The feeling controls the action that you'll take. If it's not a good feeling, you're not going to take very much action. If you can amplify the feeling, you'll take more action. And understand, everybody had to go through this process. They made a committed decision they were going to do something, and that they had to be bad at it long enough till they got good at it. So you have to go through this, the bad part, till you get good enough, right? Then you can start generating some income and start paying people to make whatever it is you're trying to do to enhance your experience in the information that you're portraying to people. Right? But in the beginning, you're doing everything. You're creating the information. You're downloading the video. You're editing the little bit that you know how. Like you're figuring all these things out as you go. Right? And I've found through my experience, being frustrated or getting worked up or trying to fight through something, it just negates everything. It's much better to just, if it's getting frustrating, just post a video. Who cares if you're not happy with it, right? As you get better, your videos will get better. As you get better, your communicating will get better. As you get better, your belief systems will get better as you're working on them. But you have to write your beliefs down and actually look at them. Right? Why do I think there's lack and limitation? Who implanted that in me? Right? It might have been something from your childhood. It might have been something from when you were in grade school, from some outside source that you thought was smarter than you, who said something enough times that you just unconsciously accepted it. These beliefs are extremely powerful. Your self-confidence, you can't outpicture it. When you start trying to change and you've made a committed decision, you're going to change. You have to understand you're going to have to force yourself to take action steps that are uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable because you've never done it. Your paradigm doesn't like it because it's the unknown. You have never done it before. So the more you start doing it, your paradigm's like, oh, okay, this is a new thing. This is what we're doing. Okay, I'm okay with that. We didn't change a lot. Right? But when you're starting to change belief systems and the way that you think and feel and act, your paradigm's going to be screaming because you might fail. You might get hurt. Somebody might make fun of you. It's just trying to protect you. Once you become aware of that, you can just walk right through the terror barrier knowing, yeah, this might be ugly and it might be, I might not get any likes. People just might not like my information. They might not like the way I look or the way I talk or the way I'm thinking or the way I'm portraying it. Like, it's okay. At some point, I will be a master. So I really want you guys, 2025's coming. I really want you guys really, if you made a commitment in 2024 and you look back and reflect and most people make New Year's resolutions and don't make it a week, right? Because they didn't change anything. We have to change and understand that in the beginning, you're going to have to force yourself to do the action every day till it becomes automatic. We have to force ourselves. That's why for me, in the mornings are the easiest because no one's up and I get it out of the way before my day starts. So that when I get hectic and I'm putting fires out and things aren't working out and I get to the end of the day and I'm tired, I don't have to, it dawn on me, oh shoot, I didn't make a video, or oh, I didn't do this thing, or I didn't do my journal entry. Right? I just do it in the morning because then it's done. And it really builds your self-confidence when you do something for yourself before you do something for another person. Most of us are not in the habit of doing that. before you read an email, before you get a text, before you send out a text, you get up in the morning and you do one thing for yourself. Whether that be, that I prefer you would do the journal, but you don't have to do the journal. You can do something else. You could do a breathing exercise, or you could do some visualization, right? But you're doing something for yourself. Then yourself starts to understand you are important and that you love yourself, and you start to build self-confidence. It's really hard to accomplish much if you don't have self-confidence. Most of us don't have self-confidence because of our childhood. But we have to get over the fact that our childhood wasn't ideal. It's okay. We're not that unique. Most people's parents are just in the program and doing the same things that their parents were doing. So I know some of you have been through some traumatic things, and I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to look over what you've been through, and that I have any understanding of what you're going through. I just want to be clear. But I found my observation from the people that I've studied, they all went through nasty, terrible things too. And they all came to the understanding that you have to work through that if you're going to get to where you want to go. So the last couple of weeks of the year, I really want us to reflect back on 2024 and what we did and what we didn't do, and how much energy did we really give, and did we really change any habits? Did we really work on beliefs? And be honest. I think if you're just brutally honest with yourself, it is the most serving thing you can do. Because then you get the ego out of the way. Right? Your ego doesn't want to look dumb, or doesn't want to look lazy, or doesn't want to look like you didn't try hard. Like your ego wants to be puffed up and act like this persona of the person that it wants you to be or feel. And if you can be brutally honest and be like, I just didn't do it this year, but I'm going to make a committed decision that 2025 is going to be different. And I am going to make a committed decision, and I am going to take little action steps every day to get me to the desire that I want. And wherever you're at, you just dive in and you start taking those action steps. And you make a committed decision. I'm going to do something long enough and be bad at it for as long as it takes till I get good at it. I promise you, your whole life will change. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.